Hey everyone, Jazz Noel here. Let me pull up my notes for today's video. Um, let's see here. All right, so I got everything that I'm going to be going over in this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them. I'm a paid model out here in Washington State. I work for different colleges, and I also just do like different shoots and stuff like that for different designers and photographers throughout the area. Um, so I kind of have a very busy schedule. I do a lot of crazy things sometimes. Like recently, I did an underwater photo shoot. We rented out a saltwater pool out here and did a whole crazy shoot. I'll be getting into more of that like in a little bit here. Let's see here. One question I got during one of my other videos recently was where can people connect with different models, photographers, and designers? Um, Social media is one place. Sometimes you can go through like Instagram or different Facebook groups, but you really want to make sure that they're actually legit people and that they like actually are photographers or designers or whatever they're saying that they are. Um, Make sure you do like reference checks. It's not rude of you or anything like that of you to like ask for references, especially if you're not entirely sure. Sometimes people will be a little upset about it, but it's just, I mean, like when you go in and apply at other jobs, they ask for references too. So it's just one way to like really check. Another thing that you can do is ask for a resume or something like that. If they really are a photographer or, a model or something like that, then they should have like some sort of resume. And if they don't have one, they should be able to make one pretty easily. Otherwise, that just means that they don't have much experience. Another thing is I like to use caviar.com. I've found some really, really good photographers on there. And it's a really good website in general. I love this. I wish that other like social media sites kind of looked to caviar a little bit more because they're so professional, they're so clean, modern, and like the way that you can just tag everyone as like a collaborator is awesome. I love that. It's a great way for you to like submit things into magazines because they'll like put different model calls or whatever up onto their own part of the site, their own platform or page or whatever you want to call it on there. Um, and then they'll um, they'll say like they'll have like a deadline usually like, oh, submit your photos either through email or like through this or that. And um, sorry, my music is acting weird. My Wi-Fi is just bugging out on me all of a sudden. I'll just restart it. All right. So let's see, where was I? Caviar.com. Okay, so they they'll have like a deadline or something like that where you can like submit all your stuff to one place and they'll usually let you know pretty fast whether you made it in or not. And then yeah, it's pretty cool. Like if you get submitted or accepted, I mean, they'll usually send you like tear sheets so that way you can like send them or share them on like your own social medias and things like that. I like to share all mine, hopefully, like usually through Facebook. Um, so that way a lot of my family can see like a lot of my family in the Philippines really likes to see that. So I share it for them and then I share all of my stuff on my Patreon. Because that way all my followers on my Patreon can see it. um, let's see. All right, is it gonna work now? All right, there we go. Cool. I like to work the music just so that there's some sort of noise in the background. um, all right, so yeah, Caviar is a really good site. I like it. It's multifaceted. It's a great way for you to like connect with other models and stuff. And it's so cool because it's like worldwide too. Like it doesn't like tether you to just one spot, which I've noticed a lot of places, especially like Facebook will. Um, but this one is like worldwide and it's all inspiration. I love it. Model Mayhem, I've heard of that. I've used it a little bit. I even have it up on my link tree still. But I personally, I feel like it's a pretty old school website, just the way it's set up. Like you can't use it on your phone, which I think is really, really um, not very like helpful for a lot of people. Like I don't always have access to a laptop, you know. Um, and I don't know. I wish it was set up a little bit better. Model Mayhem, if you're watching this ever, like please check out Caviar for some inspiration on how to set up a better website, please. Um, I also feel like a lot of the photographers on there look for more provocative stuff, which is there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's not my own style or what I plan to go for. But if that is something that as a model you are trying to do, Model Mayhem might be for you. One thing that I personally really like to do, and this is like my go-to for really networking in the modeling world and photography world, is you go to fashion shows, you go to model calls, you go to street festivals, you go to whatever local events that you can possibly go to. And that is how you network. You do it the old school way. Yes, it is a lot of hard work. Yes, you are taking these days to like go to wherever you are trying to work and like literally on foot and trying to like meet all these people. And like sometimes it can be really nerve wracking. You know, these are all total strangers, but as long as you're like a chill person and realistic with life, they'll be pretty chill with you. You just like compliment whatever your like clothing it is and just let them know a little bit about you. A lot of these designers are really trying to connect with people as well, and that's why they're part of these street festivals and things like that. So yeah, I totally suggest people to go out and meet people that way. I feel like putting a name to the face is really important. Um, so yeah. What have I been up to? I've been doing some shoots in downtown Seattle. I did this shoot with a new photography. He is awesome. I think I talked about him a little bit on my last video. Um, we did this shoot like, and we it was cool. We started off in this little like little retro um, coffee shop, and then we just took it out into the streets, and then we went to the Seattle downtown library, and it was epic. It turned out awesome. Like some shots from this photo shoot has already gotten published in like 4 different magazines, and then yeah, I let's see. If you guys are interested in like seeing, there's a lot of pictures. So if you're interested in seeing all the pictures, you can check out my Patreon. I have like the whole block of all of these pictures. I think it was like I don't know, almost 60 photos or something like that. But if you're interested, they are all on my Patreon. Otherwise, I just submit like a few here and there on my Instagram and different places like that. I feel like the ones for my favorite ones for this one were like definitely the ones in the library. I love libraries. I love books. I love to read. I've never been to that library before, so walking into this building, like just seeing this skyscraper, you know, my first thought was, oh, like half of it has to be like offices. You know, that's just how it kind of is sometimes in the city. But no, this one, it was like all library. It was insane. I got lost like a couple times in this library. Because I, yeah, I had to change outfits and I like couldn't find our restroom to like go and change really quick. I had to help or ask for help from one of these security guards, and yeah, I had to like there were like some stairwells that only led certain directions. It it was yeah, it was cool. But like I've never been into a library that literally has an escalator. Like that was pretty epic. So we took a couple shots on the escalator, which those were some of the ones that actually got published because the escalator is pretty cool. It has like these really bright neon yellow walls, so it was just very striking. And I was wearing these like dark green slacks and like a nice white blazer, so it worked out really well. And then let's see some of the other favorite shots while we were wandering around in Seattle. I would have to say is like we stumbled upon this one little brick wall, and it had this little brick window, and I mean, I just like sat next to the window and we were kind of using it to like frame my body, and it just worked out really well. We really liked it. And so then I was like, what if I like sat in the windowsill a little bit? And then eventually I just got the courage up to like stand up in the window. And yeah, I just I thought it was funny because at the end I was like, man, I really hope this isn't just like someone's bedroom window and I'm just like standing right here. But it wasn't anything bad. We were just there for a little bit. And then we came back after I changed outfits just to like shoot in the red dress I was using. These shots were epic. I mean, like Anuj was able to get this perfect angle that it just made it look like I was like 10 stories up in the air, and it was incredible. Like I've never done anything like that before, just in a simple window. So it was really cool, very creative. I mean, it just really shows that like even if you don't know your surroundings very well, like I mean, I worked in downtown Seattle quite a few times, but like I never thought to shot in this window. Like, it just shows too that like if you just use whatever surroundings that you have, you can make it work. Like, it just really depends on the angle that you use. So let's see. Another thing that I've been up to, we've been doing these underwater shoots. Um, I love it. It's a lot of work. Um, because you're swimming like most of the time. I mean, you have these like little short breaks here and there to catch your breath and like maybe change outfits if you need to, but it is a lot of work, especially as a model. So, um, yeah, we rented out the local saltwater pool so that we could jump into the deep end wearing these big fluffy prom dresses. Um, it was a lot of coordinating. We had lifeguards all over keeping watch the entire time, and we had flotation devices readily available. Um, this was like one of the most terrifying and creative shoots I've ever done. Like terrifying because jumping into the deep end of a pool with these long tulle dresses that are so heavy when they get wet, um, they're they're just like constantly getting stuck on your toes and your legs, and like you're trying to like swim one way and it pulls you a different way, and it was a lot. um I at one point I even just like wore a life vest just to like get into the middle of the deep end because that was like the area that we had to shoot in. It wouldn't work if we were like too close to one side or another. We had to be in like the center. um I had to like use a life vest towards the end of the shoot because I was getting tired. um and then I just had to like take off the life vest, which was honestly kind of, I feel like I should have just used a different flotation device. Using the life vest and trying to take that off in a dress in the water, it was so hard. But then I just had to like fling it awkwardly like to the side and hope it got out of frame. And then yeah, we just started to shoot. I had to like try and sink down, but it was just really hard. I'm a pretty light person and like I don't have like a ton of muscle mass compared to like the guy that we were shooting with. He also works at the pool, but he's also like a model and a photographer. He's really talented guy. He was literally like a fish underwater. He had like this GoPro and stuff, and he was able to just like dive straight down into the water and just like set it down at this one little spot down at the very bottom of this really deep pool. And he got this amazing footage down there. It was cool. But yeah, so let's see. We're gonna be doing like another one of these underwater shoots this coming weekend. Like I think it's gonna be on Sunday. So I'm super excited with that because I feel like after all this experience from this first shoot, like kind of stumbling around almost on something that we've all never really done before, I feel like this next shoot is just gonna be a lot better. Like the shots from this one were already pretty epic, but going into this one, we just have a lot more experience and we kind of know how to maneuver into the middle of the pool. I also have this idea of like there's a diving board right there that kind of obviously leads into the deep end of the pool. So I was like, what if I just kind of like go backwards off the diving board? So we're gonna try that because we want to create a lot of bubbles to capture in the image. Um, so I feel like that'll really create a lot of those bubbles. Plus, it's hard for people in these like big dresses to sink because yeah, you get the fabric wet, but like a lot of it also traps a lot of air. So you're also like floating. So someone with me that has like very little body mass in general, like I float really easily in those dresses, but kind of sink in some ways. So it's just gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'll be posting those images as soon as I get them on my Patreon. If you're interested in like seeing maybe a little bit of footage from that, some of it gets shared on my Facebook and things like that. Some of the photographers will share some of their videos and things like that from that too through my Facebook. So just keep an eye out on there. Let's see. Another shoot that I did, we did this like at the college I work for. We did a couple of shoots inspired by the Indian festival Holi. It's a celebration of color. So we were just like throwing all this colorful powder around each other and getting these super epic shots. Like it was almost like a study of motion because like you move this way and you like let the color and stuff like fly off you. We also like did a bunch of like hair flips. So we would have someone like kind of like this, just put a bunch of powder like all over the top of them, and then they would flip their hair back, and it would just create this awesome circle of color, and it was really cool. We're probably going to be doing a lot more shoots like that. I had this one idea, like, what if someone had like a ballerina or something like that? Some sort of dancer and they put the powder all over them, then you could see the almost like see the dance in them. I think that would be really cool. So we're gonna try and do some more stuff like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, so a lot of the students, when they shot these and then shared the pictures, a lot of them were just like with the same background, the green lawn that we were using at the college. But a couple of them actually changed the background, which I some students are like really nervous to like share that kind of stuff with the models, but I love that. I think it's awesome. I think it's very creative, and I fully like embrace it. This one guy, he like really likes things like D&D and Star Wars and things like that. And he actually like changed the background and like even cut away some of the ground below us and put like pretty much the universe. I'll have to share the picture. There's a lot going on in the picture, but it was so cool because like when like all the color was flowing off my hair, it just turned into space dust almost with how it was all set up in this picture, and it was so cool. In another shot, he like it almost made me look like I was like some evil warlord and like I was like summoning something from the undead world, and it was epic. I've been getting into D&D lately, so it was just really cool. And it actually like really helped bond us as friends more, I feel like, because we were just after that shot you like send it over like through Facebook Messenger, and I just told him all about my D&D character and everything like that, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, even if like these almost some people feel like they're almost silly shots, but I think they're still very creative. Like I feel like, if you work with a model to create those, definitely share them. I mean, even if it's not something that they're gonna post or share like on all their social medias or something, like it's still something that is like worth sharing because it adds more to the story of creating that. And I feel like, if he didn't share those images, like we wouldn't be as good friends that we are today. And like talking about like even more potential like photo shoots, like we're planning a D&D shoot now. uh, but like if you do share those things, like it just creates more potential. Let's see, what else was I up to? I went to a rave. I was pretty excited. I used to go to raves more often. Before COVID, we were probably going like once a month, maybe once every two, like, yeah, probably once a month, once every 2 months, sometimes twice a month. Yeah. But we were going pretty often. And then COVID hit, and we like didn't go to any shows for a long time. We went to like some rap shows, like a couple really small rap shows here and there. Um, but yeah, we went and saw Ganja White Night and Boogie T in Seattle, and it was epic. It was so cool. Let's see, yeah. Boogie T was literally like shredding this white sparkly guitar that reflected off into the stands. Like I've seen sparkly guitars, but this one, I don't know if it was just the way the lighting was or if that guitar was just extra sparkly, but it literally was like reflecting off into the stands. It was pretty awesome. If you guys are ever looking to go to a rave, I fully suggest them. They are really, really cool. And they do play like live instruments and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a really good atmosphere. Everyone was like dancing and just having a good time. Um, let's see, this last weekend, I just did a 5 hour long studio shoot. I drove all the way to Edmonds. I like took a ferry to get there, and then I had to drive south to like northern Seattle area to pick up some wardrobe items. Um, my friend Quinn from Woodland Jams, he let me borrow some wardrobe items for the shoot because I like set it all up in advance, and um, we did like a Calvin Klein aesthetic sort of shoot. It was a lot of fun. Um, I have like this one denim jacket that he gave me like a couple years ago for doing a shoot with him. And then I actually just bought these jeans from him. Thank you so much, Quinn. like, um, we used these during the shoot, and it matched the jacket perfectly. Plus, the jacket has some corduroy pieces on it, so it was just perfect. um, and then he also had this like little white crop top that he made, and it was tie dyed the same way as that too. So I had those jeans, the little white crop top, and then the same denim jacket, and it just created like a really nice outfit. So we did like a Calvin Klein aesthetic for that, and then we swapped outfits into like there's like a darker pair of Levi's that Woodland Jams had done up too, and I had this like darker denim jacket that I brought. So we were doing some stuff with that too. Um, and yeah, those shots turned out fire. The studio has this like super cool curved wall. So there's like no back seam or whatever you want to call it. Like there's no trim in the back like a normal, room would have. And it really creates this very clean aesthetic. Um, and then after we shot all that stuff, we did like we were working on another concept shoot that we've been trying to like figure out, and then we shot a milk bath scene. This is a shot or a shoot that we've really been trying to work out because most bathtub scenes like they have a bathtub connected to the scene. But this studio, the bathtub is like not connected because you're still using that same area that has the curved wall um, for the studio area. And the bathtub, it, yeah, so we had to like work around getting like a hose and like work, figure out how to drain it. And then we were able to finally set up this shoot. So it took about like a month or two to like get to this point. um, but we finally did it. I brought flowers, so we were able to cut all the heads off the flowers and float them in this milk bath solution. And it was awesome. It turned out so pretty. Like I was really nervous because I don't normally do like shoots that are very like revealing anyways. So I was pretty nervous anyways, but The fact that we were like only shooting like face shots and like, doing a lot of framing of the face and things like that, it really made me feel a lot better. And we had like a bunch of flowers like all over too. So I was really pretty covered for the most part still. It was really cool towards the end of the shoot. I liked that like I honestly started to get like a bunch of little like flower petals in my hair. By the time I actually got home, I had to like shower again. I showered when I was there, but I took another shower because I still had like a bunch of little flowers and like flower petals in my hair, but it smelled really good and it was a nice bath, so it was kind of nice to get treated during modeling. um, let's see, what do I have planned? Um, let's see. I have an underwater shoot. And then I have another collaboration that I'm planning with Anuj. That's the photographer that I worked with in the downtown Seattle library shoot. We're still trying to like work out the details on exactly what our concept is going to be this time, but either way, it's going to be epic. So I'm like super stoked. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, I think I have everything. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I got everything that I needed to go with. If you guys have any questions, you can always feel free to like message me on any platform, or you can like comment on any of my videos or anything like that. My Patreon is probably one of the places where I'm most active. And then obviously like my Instagram, I'm pretty active on there too. I don't know if you guys have seen like my more recent reels where I've been kind of sharing like a lot of my publications from the Seattle shoot. If not, definitely check those out because they turned out really, really good. um, I guess before we go, I'll go over some of the books I've been reading lately. Um, I just finished this book, Pure Nessie. I think that's how you say it, Pure Nessie. This is a good book. This is a really, really, really good book. I know I say this a lot about some good books, but I really hope they turn this one into a movie. This like really changed my perspective a little bit on some things. Um, it's just so interesting. It's like very different. I've never read any book like this. Um, yeah. It just always had me on my toes. It's also like a really fast read. I mean, it was only like, let's see, I think it's like 244 pages, something like that. 245, yeah. But it's a really good book. Fully suggested to anyone. Um, I've been working on this book. I'm kind of just like reading it because I'm working on my own fantasy book. So it's also a good book if you're trying to write something creative like that. um, then I just got this book. I am so excited. I just started it and I'm already like 12 pages into it. I just started this morning. But look at how pretty it is. It's so gorgeous. This is a bit of a longer book. I mean, there's like, let's see how many pages. Okay, the pages are very thin. Oh, there's 424 pages in this one, but it's gorgeous. There's a map in the front of it. It's a fantasy book. I think it's gonna be a fantasy romance. I haven't like looked too much into it. I don't like to look too much into books before I read them sometimes because I feel like it almost spoils it. But this one is absolutely gorgeous. To see, there's the actual cover of it. So pretty. um, I got this book from Port Book and News in Port Angeles. I went there like a couple months ago and I saw this book. It was just sitting up on the shelf like this, and then they had a couple of them set like that, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, whoa, who decorates books like that? How do you do like a binding like that on the outside of a book? I thought it was so unique. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, that's got to be a really good book. I mean, that author has so many other books out. And so I went back there finally and just bought it, and I don't regret my decision at all for spending $32.99 on it. I would totally do it again. It's very good so far. It's like immediately throws you into action. So I love that kind of style of book. Another thing that happened is I got my passport. I'm so excited. I kind of took a while. I wasn't born in America, so I had to like fill in a little extra for that, and then I had to get a new um, birth certificate for all this because, yeah, that was kind of a hassle because again, I wasn't born in America. I'm gonna kind of cover up some of this stuff here. But yeah, I got my passport. I'm official. I'm legal. I can travel. I'm so excited. um, I on one of my last videos, I had mentioned that I got some really, really bad pictures taken. I figured I should share those guys during my live stream really quick. So this is the picture I went with during my passport. I feel like it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good representation. Um, this is a picture that this is my first picture that I got taken. It's so bad. I mean, I look like I'm going bald. Like the lady said I had to have my hair back. So I was like, okay. So I like put my hair up into a ponytail and like I should have had it like much higher up, like way higher up or something if she was gonna make me do that. But no, it was really bad. I had so many flyaways that day. I should have just kept it down and just let her say whatever. That was the I guess I shouldn't say it was the worst $6 I spent on a picture because I got some good laughs out of it. I brought it to work and shared it with some of my barista girls that I work with at the cafe and made all their day. And they were like, Jasmine, you're literally a model. Like, how can you have a bad picture of you? And I was like, check out this guy. Like, I literally look I'm bald in this one. Like, but that's why I was saying before, it's all about the angle. Like, I guess another thing that also really helped with my passport was um, it is not illegal to bring in your own lighting. A lot of these places that you go in to like get your picture taken, they have awful, terrible, very like unflattering lighting, and it's like all from above, so it just makes you like look 10 years older. And it like brings out all your wrinkles, and I'm not really about that. So I think I have it here. I have this and this tripod. And this is what I brought into the post office to get my photo taken. It's not too much. Like, I mean, it's literally just a bag. I have like a little battery thing in here so I can plug it in. Or you can also plug it into a wall, but I literally just use this light ring and it was a lifesaver and it really made my photos stand out a lot better. Um, it was funny, the attendant there, she even like took some pictures like with my light ring and then with just natural lighting, like she opened up a window or something like that and just had some of the natural light come in. And then she also just did one with just the overhead lights, which were off the rest of the time. Um, Obviously, the best photo was with my light ring. The one with their natural lighting was okay. It was decent, I guess. If you wanted to like post something on Facebook, I guess. But the other one with like the overhead light was awful. It was terrible. I do not suggest that. If they have those lights on, tell them to turn them off if possible. um, Obviously, in places like Walgreens, you can't turn them off because you have all these customers walking around. But I mean, another thing is like, I'm pretty sure you can take your own photo too. I didn't do that. I don't have a nice enough camera for that. and I didn't wanna deal with all that. I also, like, don't have a lot of, white walls in my house, like, all my walls are white, but, like, I have, like, tapestries up, and I got my bookshelf. I have a really small house, so it just wouldn't have worked out for me. Um, so I didn't mind going and getting all done with, like, my passport stuff, so it just worked out. Plus I knew the attendants. It was just kind of a funny yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, you guys can absolutely bring your own lighting, and I fully suggest it. There's also, like, tutorials online for, ways to, like, do makeup for passports. Um, because like, with that sort of lighting and, like, with how much detail they take out of the photo. I mean, let me see here. Let me just, like, cover this up. They, like, don't have a whole lot of detail in there. So you really just wanna, like, contour what you want to stand out, but you can't have, like, so much dramatic makeup that they're not gonna accept it, you know? Um, so what I did is I just really, like, contoured just below, like, my eyebrows, and, like, I really did, like, right here to almost give me, like, cat eye effect, or, like, the little wings or whatever. Um, and then I did a little bit of eyeliner, very light, some mascara. Some people say false lashes, but I never wear false lashes. I can't get them to work with my lashes. I don't know what it is. I mean, it just is so difficult for me to put them on. I struggle every time, and I finally get one on, and then I just can't get the other one on. And so I'm not gonna do that. But I've also heard some people, like, try to use them, and then they, like, can't actually get their photo taken because I think you're not supposed to have false lashes or something like that. But if you can avoid it, I probably just wouldn't use them. Just go as your natural self, because realistically, unless you wear false lashes all the time, you're probably not gonna be wearing them when you're traveling, taking a 3 a.m. flight somewhere. Um, yeah, I'll try and post some of these pictures on my Instagram story to, like, make some of you guys smile though. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm gonna go off and see my mother and get my nails done. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. And yeah, Jazz Noah. Bye.